Hello guys, and welcome back to another restoration video at Lazi-Low Collectibles. And today I'm going to start this Matchbox ŠKODA 130 LR 1986 1-57 Matchbox. And this is going to be a build for my dad because he had this car back in the 80s, early 1990s. And I used to drive it as well. I really like this car, so does he. And he still talks about this car. He said this was his best car so far he ever had. So I'm going to make the same color on this one, and I will update a little bit, but it's not going to be a rally version. It's going to be just a simple one color, and I try to make it as he had this car. I will see why the wheels are like this. It's probably the suspension. So I will take this apart, guys, and I will come back. Okay, so I drilled it apart and looks like the suspension is loose. That's why the wheels were not in position. But I've got the suspension and I've got the wheels. They're not too bad. So they're not in a bad nick. So this is the interior, which is again not bad, and this is the the hood, which is at the back on the Skoda, and we got the windscreen. I have one headlamp missing. So I will try to make another one. If not, I have another one. This I find a car boot sale for 50p. And it looks a bit better than this one. That's why I took this apart. If I can manage, I will keep this one as it is. So this is going to be mine then. But I will refurbish this one. There's a couple of things will not be as authentic as my dad's, because these engine grills on my dad's Skoda were here. So this is a little bit different because it's a rally version. But apart from that, it's pretty much good. My dad didn't have this spoiler. So I might be able to make just a hood. But I think I'm gonna leave this like this because I would like to have this open and show the engine. Okay, the part went, but I will find it. So I'll put this into the paint stripper and I will start this restoration. Okay, so I have the car here before paint stripping. I did work a little bit on the body, scratched it, filed it a little bit, and cleaned it properly, tapped it so I can screw it back the bottom when it's ready. And I also got the little hood, which is clean and ready for priming. I've used the grey primer. I should have used the white one because the color covers better on white, but anyway. So I'm painting here with the color. And I tell you the story. My dad used to work in Africa as a bus driver from 1982 till 1986, and we had a Skoda before, a Skoda 100, and we did like that car. But as my dad was saving money because he was working abroad, in 1985 he decided to buy this Skoda 130, or Estelle in England. And he bought it in Germany for, I think, nearly 6,000 Deutschmark, which I can't remember how much that was in that time, but it wasn't too expensive for him. If he would have worked in Hungary, yes, it would be, but otherwise it was not too bad. And in 1985, this Skoda was sold in Germany, so that Skoda was for the Western market, so it was really good. We had two rear wing mirrors. He had a nice Philips radio, I think, in the car. Heated rear windscreen, and really high-end interior in the car. So it was really nice, and unfortunately, I think the first night someone nicked the wing mirror, the passenger side wing mirror, and then I think another night they nicked the wipers, and so, you know, because it was so unique, people just, it just catches your eyes. And then my dad used to keep the car in a garage when he didn't use it. Then they broke into the garage, they took the radio from the car and all the speakers and everything, so was a little bit cursed, that car. But anyway, my dad did like that car, and he was really happy with the car, and it was really easy to drive. And I had my driving license when I was 17. He let me drive it, and I really enjoyed it, because when I was learning driving, I used to learning on another Skoda, so wasn't too difficult really, and I really enjoyed driving this car. Was easy to drive, easy to handle, wasn't too powerful, but for a 1.3 engine it was all right. So was a really good car, and my dad still talks about this car a lot. He said this was this was his best car ever, and he said sometimes if he could, he would have another new of these Skodas now even. So he wouldn't mind that people would look why he's driving an older car, but he would have a brand new Skoda anytime, he said, because it was really a good car. My mom liked driving it as well, and my stepmom as well, so they all enjoyed. And I think my dad sold this when the car was 13 years old, so he went to another city, and I think a couple of times after they saw the car on the road, because we recognize the registration plate. So yeah, so this is the story of my dad's car and how did he buy. So I hope that you enjoy the detailing while I'm talking about the history of the car, and that's all for the story for now. Okay guys, so the Skoda is nearly finished, and I'm really excited because it really looks like my dad's car. So let's take a look quickly what we done before we reassemble the car. I've got the windscreen, and I painted the back of the lights with chrome, so they look like a real headlight. And I just worked a little bit on the windscreen and made it look good. I've got the base, and I detailed a little bit the bottom, and I also painted the spoiler to the same color as the body, and I put my dad's registration number. This was his old registration number, KO 3913. So that's ready as well. I've got the little engine lid painted, and I've got the body, which I really love. I've got the indicators. They were really easy to paint because they stick out, and I've got the door handles and the grills, and at the back as well I've got the registration number, and I painted the tail lights as well. So I can't wait to put the car together, so I'll be back in a second. Next thing should be the windscreen, which is a bit difficult to put in because it will sit at the back, as you can see, but I think it will fit in a minute. Okay, so the windscreen is in, and the next bit will be the interior. I forgot the interior. So I've got the interior. I haven't done much with the interior, but I did detail the engine a little bit. So I will put this in next, which should come just here. Oh, actually, the engine lid first sits there, and then I've got the interior, and the last bit is the base, which is a bit, again, difficult as it hooks in. So the car before restoration, you can see the suspensions what later we see that it wasn't in position, a bit chipped, not too bad although, and ta-da, this is the car after restoration. And I tell you that I think I matched the color. This is the sunburst red. I think my dad had this orangey red, I would call, and the only thing I didn't match were the wheels. But apart from that, I love the car, and I think it really looks like a smaller version of his real car. So he hasn't seen the car yet, but I'm sure that he's going to be happy to see it again. So here we go, guys. I've got the car finished, and I'm really pleased with the car. And I tell you that this looks exactly like my dad's car, so I'm really happy. And I've even got the registration plates, which is really good. And I think I matched the color of the car, and I really like it. Not as a rally car, and you can see a little bit inside the engine bay. I did update the engine. So overall, I'm really pleased with the car, and I hope my dad will like it. So it's pretty nice, and I hope you guys enjoyed this ŠKODA 130, or Estelle in England, restoration video. Please like, share, comment, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe as well. I appreciate every subscription. Thank you very much, guys. Take care, and see you at my next video, which comes soon. Take care, guys. Bye bye.